Hello dear students, in my previous video I was discussing about the calorific value of a fuel. So in that calorific value we have two types. Let us revise the thing. Okay. So the calorific value is nothing but the total amount of heat energy released when a unit weight of the fuel is completely burned in excess of air or oxygen. Okay, now we have two types of calorific value, that is, one is called as gross calorific value and another one is net calorific value. Now what is this gross calorific value? It is nothing but the total amount of heat energy released by burning of a unit weight of fuel and the product of combustion. Here the product of combustion is allowed to settle or it is cooled down, or you can say it is, in some books they have used the term condensed. Okay, whereas in net calorific value it is the amount of heat energy released when a unit weight of fuel is burned in excess of air or oxygen and the product of combustion is allowed to settle, it is allowed to escape or go out. So always gross calorific value will be higher than net calorific value, because in gross calorific value you know that whenever a fuel burn or undergo combustion, the product of combustion will be usually CO2 plus H2O plus heat. So here the product of combustion, that is nothing but the water vapors, are allowed to condense here, whereas here in net calorific value it is allowed to go out. Therefore always gross calorific value will be higher than net calorific value. Now how we can correlate these two? By using a equation. So net calorific value is equals to gross calorific value minus latent heat of steam. Latent heat of steam. Now how we can calculate or we can find out the calorific value of a fuel? So there are two ways, there are two methods, or experimentally there are two ways by which we can find out the calorific value of a fuel. For a gaseous, that is solid or liquid fuel, we can determine the gross calorific value by using Bohm calorimeter. Whereas for gaseous fuel we have Boyce calorimeter. So for your syllabus you have to study the Bohm calorimeter. So how you can going to determine the calorific value of a fuel? By using Bohm calorimeter. So it is calorimeter, not calorimeter, both are different terms. Okay, so Bohm calorimeter, it can be asked for a 8 to 10 mark question. It is a very important from examination point of view. Okay, now how it works, what is the principle behind this experiment? First you have to write down that. So here when a unit weight of, or when a known weight of fuel is burned, suppose the known weight is m. When a known weight of fuel is burnt in excess of air or oxygen, the total amount of energy released or heat energy released will be absorbed by surrounding water which is present in the calorimeter and calorimeter. So whenever a known weight of the fuel is burnt, so the amount of energy released will be equals to what? The amount of energy or heat absorbed by the surrounding water and the copper calorimeter. Now find out how much amount of the energy is absorbed by the surrounding water and the calorimeter. So we can easily find out what is the total amount of energy released. So bomb calorimeter helps us to find out the gross calorific value. So by knowing the gross calorific value, we have to find out the net calorific value. Now let us see a simple diagram. So construction part. So this bomb calorimeter, first point, it consists of a stainless steel bomb. It is a stainless steel bomb is nothing but a stainless steel vessel or a cylinder, okay, which is properly sealed or packed so that no product of combustion should go out, no gases should get escape, and it has an inlet for air or oxygen. It has an air or oxygen wall and a magnesium fused wire connected to voltmeter. So electrically magnesium fused wire. Now this wire is used to ignite the fuel. Okay, so this is the magnesium fused wire, magnesium wire for ignition, because when you know that whenever fuel is there, it does not undergo combustion by itself until it is ignited and enough amount of air is present, then only combustion takes place. Okay, so a fuel to undergo combustion, the two main important thing is ignition should be there, or you can say spark, which helps to burning the fuel, and the burning will be continuous. For that we should supply the air or oxygen. So usually for burning of a fuel we must have air or oxygen. Now this is the stainless steel bomb which is properly sealed, which has an inlet for air and a magnesium fused wire for ignition of the fuel. Okay, now this bomb is kept in a copper vessel containing a known weight of fuel. So this is the copper vessel. It contains a known weight of water. Okay, so the bomb, stainless steel bomb, is dipped in a copper vessel containing a known weight of water. This copper vessel is properly sealed or packed so that no heat should go out. It is properly insulated, we can say in that word. Okay, so this copper vessel is called as calorimeter. So this copper calorimeter containing known weight of water. Okay, so this copper calorimeter is provided with a Bachmann thermometer, so which helps us to read or to find out what is the change in temperature. So first you have to note down the initial temperature of the water, and then after the combustion of the fuel, complete burning, you have to note down what is the maximum temperature attained. For that sake, a thermometer is kept in the calorimeter, which is a Bachmann thermometer, because the accuracy of Bachmann thermometer will be very, very high. It can read a very slight 0.001 degree centigrade change in temperature also. And also a electrically operated stirrer will be there. So this stirrer helps for the continuous mixing of the water so that the heat can get homogeneously mixed through the water, for homogeneous mixing. Okay, and this copper calorimeter is surrounded with a air jacket and then water jacket. So this is an air jacket and water jacket. So this is just for proper insulation. It is properly sealed. Okay, I'll repeat the construction once again. So this bomb calorimeter consists of a stainless steel bomb which contains inlet for air or oxygen and a magnesium fuse wire for ignition of the fuel. The bomb is kept in a copper calorimeter containing a known weight of water. This copper calorimeter is provided with an electrically operated stirrer for mixing of the water and a Bachmann thermometer to read the change in temperature. The copper calorimeter is surrounded with a air jacket. This is the air jacket and a water jacket for proper insulation. Okay, this is the construction. Now let us go for working, how it works. So a known weight of fuel first should be taken in a crucible. This crucible can be a stainless steel crucible or it can be steel porcelain. So it is taken in a stainless steel crucible and then it is taken in a bomb. So you have to take it in a bomb. So the working is a known weight of fuel